Hi, my name is Priscilla Coffee. I am the operations manager here at Coffee Connections. I also helped plant the church and do a whole bunch of other stuff. We met in college, I want to say my freshman year. And I remember meeting you and Sharon sitting on a bench on my way to chapel. Like you guys were just sitting there chatting. You had your like super stringly, nasty long hair, and Sharon was cute, you know, like as always. And I don't remember what we talked about, but that is the first memory I have of you. I was in another ministry position. I was at Newcastle, and good church, good pastor, good position, not the right fit. And so I was having some difficulties with the environment there and the atmosphere, and just feeling like I didn't quite belong in that position. And I remember I called you on several occasions, and you kind of talked me off the cliff a little bit and helped me rationalize through some of my anxieties, which was super helpful. And every time we hung up the phone, Nate would always say, you know, you can always come join us in Ohio, like we could use you here. And so when that ministry position came to a close, I was like, well, what about Ohio? So I remember I came out to visit, and you guys actually weren't here. I got here at like, got into Hilliard at like 10 p.m. and you had given me the wrong address. So I was like circling around your old apartment complex trying to find, you gave me the right house number but the wrong street number.
That's right, I remember that.
I couldn't get a hold of either one of you. It was like 10:30 at night. I'm in a city I don't know. finally got a hold of me. Anyways, I got into your house, and so I was here for, I think it was like a long weekend. And I just drove around. I remember I drove around the city, and I did like apartments, and I started looking for jobs on my way back. It's like a 4-hour drive, I think. Spent a lot of time in prayer, and just felt like it's what God wanted me to do. But I was initially attracted to the idea of what you guys are doing here, what we're doing here, because I've grown up in the church. I've done lots of ministry things inside the church, but I've never been as involved with my community, and I've never spent as much time with people from all backgrounds as I have in the last 4 years. My community growing up was just the church. So all of my friends were Christians. Everybody I hung out with, everybody I knew was a follower of Jesus. And that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but I came to a point in my ministry career that I said, if I'm committed to sharing the gospel with people who don't know the gospel, I have to actually talk to people who don't know the gospel. So that was the motivating factor at considering moving to Ohio. I resigned my position in Newcastle without a place to live or a job to move into, and had 2 weeks to figure out both of those like major adult elements of life. And within 2 weeks, Jesus provided. I got a phone call about a job, and then I also got a phone call about a place to live. And so like in a matter of 2 weeks, my life just kind of went, and here I am. When people ask us what we do, I like to describe the coffee shop as our arm into the community for the purposes of building relationships. And it really has, just between customers that I've come to know and who have become friends outside of the actual coffee shop. It hits all of the things that I value in life. I value people, I value relationships, I value service and being able to help other people. I feel like we've been able to leverage the coffee shop in partnership with the city, with the Parks and Recs department, with other organizations that we sponsor via tips or etc. So there's been just a lot of opportunities to be present in the community, and that presence and just kind of showing up at places, you know, breeds relationship, breeds community. When I first moved to Ohio, I ended up at a job at the YMCA, and I met my friend Julie through the Y. And Julie's son, Simon, he's got some special needs, and he's working towards a service dog. Costs a lot of money. There's just a lot of red tape to go through. So I think it was last year, Julie needed to raise a big chunk of change. I mean, like a lot of money. And she didn't really know what to do. And I said, well, hey, let's just have a fundraiser at the coffee shop. And she was like, oh, okay. And we ended up pulling in a couple $1,000s, which was a pretty decent addition to her fundraising. So things like that.
What do you want to see it do or become, or that sort of
outside of being like financially
yes.
successful?
Yes. That would be helpful. Yes.
I mean, I would love to see us expand farther than the Columbus area. Looking forward to the potentiality of moving into Plain City and being able to have the community involvement in Plain City that we've been able to establish in Hilliard is exciting. The one thing I love about what we do is you've got this ministry aspect, you've got the coffee shop aspect, you've got this community aspect, and so it's this really weird like hodgepodge of a community center and like a church and just a business, and we're able to hit all of these really important areas in our city and meet all of these needs in this really weird niche kind of a way that you don't see anywhere else. And so I would love to see us be able to replicate what we're doing at Hilliard in other states, you know, potentially somewhere warm where it doesn't snow. But yeah, just I would love to see our team expand and just what we do becomes much more stable, and that growth just continues to move forward. I'm committed to seeing this grow and to seeing this move forward, and however I fit into that, I'm flexible.